Kemba Walker, step back, Walker, cardiac Kemba does it again.
Ubilis, 7 seconds to go. Three-pointer.
Oh! Hutchins! Double order!
Again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh! My goodness! Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Watford for the win.
Yes! Yes!
Trip to the Sweet 16. Caney's got it. Rises up. The shot. And it's good! It's good!
From the corner! And it's over! Gonzaga! The slipper still fits! Ha ha! College basketball!
What is going on, gentlemen?
What up? What up? How we doing?
We're doing.
We're doing.
Other than me flipping over to Middle Tennessee State, it's been a pretty good night.
Yeah, I was pissed you flipped over, honestly. Knew it was Kurt Cook then.
Dude, my whole cap was right. Middle Tennessee sucks at home. Hell of a game, though. Hell of a fucking game.
Stuck at home. They lost in triple overtime, 108-103. It was a good
They had
game.
to come back in each overtime and in regulation after they were
They
up.
did every time. I don't necessarily think they suck, but
They were also
In the second half of the season, they were bad at home. They were bad.
They were also missing their best player in the last two overtimes.
you think North Carolina's going to cover the 3.5? Oh,
No.
oh,
I don't think they gave up any ground in the second half here, did they?
no.
Nope.
They're dominating. They're rolling. Yeah, I'm probably with North Carolina. I'll be 3-2, so we'll see how my the 11 o'clock games go for me. See if we can to at least be 5-3 or 5-2 or 4-3. I mean, we'll take that too. Hopefully, no 3-4 on the reverse sweep for the 11. But
Yeah.
we got games tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. Santa Clara over 83.5 for me, and then sweating out Oklahoma State minus 6.5. But by the time I gave it out, it was 7. So 7 will work. I guess it'll be a push, but come on, OK State.
I ended up taking Santa Clara -9. I only had Northridge, but I took Santa Clara and -9.5. Got the better number there, but did not get the better number for Northridge against Stanford. It went up a point against me. So
Reverse CLV.
yep.
I'm on Northridge, so I got the +7.5. So that's nice. And then I'm on Santa Clara too, but I did wait and I got it at the 9.5 when it dropped.
Perfect. Well, I guess we'll just hop right into these, get these done, and whatnot. We're going to try to get this done in under an hour tonight. But Samford Mason's laying 7.5. Feel like a big number against Samford.
I don't know, man. Stanford's been kind of disappointing. George Mason can clamp on defense.
Mm-hmm.
George Mason's low key one of my teams to win the. To win it, I'm gonna take George Mason. I'll take George Mason on the spread there. I like the way that they compete. Home game too. Tony Skinn, they're riling behind him. Got a good season, and I think that they can end up pulling this off and getting it done and covering this number against a Samford team that's just kind of been disappointing on defense.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Mason, their ability to get to the free throw line, not to mention, as you said, their defense clamps. Their offense isn't bad. They're very efficient. They just kind of play at a slower pace. But Samford, this 147.5 total kind of feels more like a George Mason gets their pace of play game. And Samford's lack of defense really shows up. I am worried about the turnovers, but, both defenses force them. So maybe it'll work out a little bit. And Mason's really good at defending the 3. So I'll take Mason laying the 7.5 here.
I thought you were taking Samford.
No.
You said it was a big number.
Well, yeah, a suspiciously big number that I like. I think a lot of people like Samford.
Yeah. How could you not? Elliot?
Yeah, I will lay it with George Mason here. Home environment, better defense. Samford likes to speed people up, try to do that buckyball pressure style. George Mason already gets that against VCU, so they'll be used to it. They got guys that can handle it. Big man down low, he'll be able to kind of do whatever he wants down low as long as he stays out of foul trouble. So yeah, I like laying it with George Mason here. I think they win by double digits.
Dope. UAB Joe's. I'll take Joe's in this one. I like St. Joe's. Their guard play, I think, is better. UAB is just Axel Lendenborg. I think even if he has a monster game, I think St. Joe's can still pull this out at home. Guard play, they can shoot. They came up a little short in the conference tournament, but I still think they're a better team overall than UAB. And I believe Andy Kennedy's on the move or something I may have heard or saw on Twitter. Regardless, he's definitely taking calls for jobs, that's for sure, especially with the Axel not going to be back next year. So I kind of wonder about the focus for this UAB team. And they just kind of had a max effort game against Memphis. Now you're going to travel back from there and then hit the road to go to Philly to play St. Joe's. I will take the Hawks here and lay in the 5.5.
Yeah, I like that too. I think it was a big get-up game for UAB. They burnt a lot of their energy against Memphis. That was one that they really, really wanted. And the fact that Yaxel, I don't even know if he might necessarily. I think he'll try to play, but he was dealing with a foot injury. He was kind of limping through all throughout the last two games of that American Conference tournament. But he battled through it, played really well. Not sure what he'll be or what kind of percentage he'll be at tomorrow. And I like St. Joe's at home. Good defense, but good guard play. And I think UAB will kind of be their offense is decent, but I think St. Joe's will be able to kind of defend them really well. And UAB's defense is not going to be able to stop St. Joe's and their guards. So I like St. Joe's here, despite the 5.5 kind of shitty number.
Yep. Kentucky and Tennessee both have. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Yeah,
I was just going to talk this question.
Pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily like laying it with St. Joe's. They have been able to drill teams at home. UAB's defense is pretty bleak. They lack any motor, but they can bang down low where St. Joe's kind of thrive. So that's one thing that kind of worries me. I'll lay it with St. Joe's, but I actually like the UAB team total under 76.5. I think that's I don't think we see a UAB 80-point game here. St. Joe's has been able to contain teams, so I'll take that team total under there. Maybe lay it. I'll decide between the two.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't either, especially if Yaxel's not playing.
Yeah, even if he does, I mean, he can only do so much for that team. Kentucky and Tennessee both have a good chance to make Sweet 16 and face each other. Who wins that matchup? I say neither because I don't think both of them make it, but I would go Tennessee on a neutral for sure. Kentucky banged up, Tennessee defense. I think they've been playing a little better offensively too.
I'll take Kentucky. If that's the Sweet 16 matchup, just classic Rick Barnes right there.
Fair. Pope's never won a title or a tourney game either, so.
No, he's been playing with a bunch of fucking uncaffeinated 6'8" white guys that only shoot the ball, can't do anything else.
Hey, congrats on that cover right there.
Yes, sir. Greensland, Dominican Republic. Appreciate you, Drip. I'm just gonna call you Drip with the DRP. Appreciate you.
Let's go, Greensland, Dominican Republic. Let's go. Little Punta Cana action. Dominican. I'll be in Puerto Rico. I'm going tomorrow morning. I'll be in Puerto Rico all week. So for March Madness, it's not my ideal situation, but it's going to be a great vacation. It's not my ideal location, I guess, for March Madness. The situation's fantastic, so I will support my friends there. But yeah, I'll be in Puerto Rico.
Can't you quad screen on the March Madness app?
Oh, I have. Don't worry. I got a battery. the extra 2 batteries so I can plug in my phone, have it all going. Life's great.
You got a iPad or anything, like a bigger screen?
I'll bring my laptop so I can put my picks. I'm still gonna put all my picks in on the weekend and shit. I'll still get my picks in. So
There we go.
I'm gonna bring my laptop, have my Ken Palm, have my other model.
FAU Dayton. This game's in Boca Raton, by the way.
Yeah, it is. FAU said they're gonna get up for this game. I
Well,
think.
they got a tailgate going too. The school approved a tailgate, so there's going to be a huge party outside before the game.
Puerto Rico, Virgil. Let's go. Puerto Rico. Yes, I'll have to get used to that when they see this gringo coming in. But at least, I mean, Puerto Rico, I guess, is U.S. territory. But I'm still a gringo. All right. I think I'll go with Dayton here. I know FAU is getting up for this, but come on. I mean, we're getting Dayton on a short spread. It feels like kind of like a misprice here. I know it's FAU at home, but FAU's defense pretty bad. Dayton, this feels like a random tournament that they can win. They prove themselves worthy in the tournament. Early in the season in the Maui, they kind of laid an egg against St. Joseph's in overtime, but played them tough. I like Dayton here. I think it's a short spread, and maybe it's asking you to take Dayton, but I'll fall for it with FAU at home.
Yeah, give me the Owls. Home game. Dayton been underwhelming this year. Haven't been a fan of their team. They did get up and beat VCU on the road. Impressive win, but other than that, they haven't really done much right this year. Down year for Dayton. I just don't think just because they're in the NIT they bounce back. So I'll take FAU. First year head coach with Jacobs. They at least made it. I think they get up, especially for a home game here. And Volca Titus has been really damn good lately too. So I'll take FAU.
Slow team, better defense. I got to stick to that, and it's Dayton, so a little name brand there. But I knew you'd take Florida Atlantic.
Dude, they're begging you to take Dayton.
This is a tough one for me. Dayton struggles on the road. Florida Atlantic generally is better at home. So I want to pick Florida Atlantic here just based on what I've seen from Dayton on the road. But Dayton has figured out some things down the stretch, and they played a lot better. So I will take Dayton minus the 1 here. I do think that it's telling that they're actually laying points. I know the books know that they're factored in the home court advantage for FAU, and Dayton's still laying points. So yeah, give me Dayton. I'll ride with them. FAU just hasn't been as impressive to me this year. I think it may be a get up spot for them, like you said. They got a tailgate approved and whatnot. But I mean, the last time they had a get up spot, they lost at home on Seinfeld night. So, I'll roll with Dayton here minus the 1.
Fair.
And just so you know, we did NCAA tournament picks last night, all first ones. And my picks for tomorrow for the playing games were Mount St. Mary's plus 2.5. And then I liked Xavier minus 2.5. And then also the over there too. So, just want to shout that out quick.
Furman, North Texas laying 8.5. Elliot, what say you?
I feel like this is a little bit too many points for a North Texas team that struggles offensively. You saw what they did against was that UAB. UAB was able to oust them in that semifinals there in the American. I know that they play good defense, but I think Furman, has the guards to kind of stand up to that defense a little bit. I just think 8.5 is a little too much. I think North Texas wins, but I don't think that Furman just gets blown out here. I think they're a proud program. So give me the Furman plus the 8.5. Can't be laying the chalk the whole night.
I'll take North Texas. I don't know if I'll bet it. I do feel like it's a long line, but this is their tournament. They did well in the NIT last year, and Denton, tough place to play. And I think this is a tough defensive matchup for Furman that really doesn't see high-end defense in their conference. A lot of like just open run and guns. North Texas will be able to drag them out. I think they win by 12. So I don't know if I'll bet it though.
Yeah, I'll be on the Furman team total under. It's 61.5. I will be on under that. North Texas, their defense is what they strive on. Furman lives at the 3-point line. You're not going to get threes against North Texas here. Not to mention the rebounding advantage for North Texas. And like you said, they could just drag you in the mud and muck it up. And this 130 total for a Furman game kind of tells me that. So I will. I think North Texas covers anyway, but I'll take the under 61.5 for Furman. I think they get around like 55, 56 points, somewhere around there at most. North Bama versus Bradley. Bradley's getting Darius Hannah back. Him and Zeke, whatever, opted out. And then there was such a revolt from the fan base that Darius Hannah decided he's gonna suit up and play for the NIT at least. So they do get at least their big man back down low. So that'll be a huge push. I bet Bradley money line minus 150 in this already. Bradley at home. People are opting out. Doesn't matter. As the great one Michael Huff says, next man up. So give me Bradley at home in Carver Arena on the money line.
Yeah. I hate fading Bradley at home, but I would hate fading my North Alabama Tony Pujols team. I love this. I love these Lions, and I think they play great. They really haven't seen top-notch competition. They played Auburn, and then outside of their conference, really Samford. So Bradley's a good physical team that I am nervous about on the short spread. So I'll take UNA. I might try to find a better line live. I expect this to get higher. I mean, it is Bradley at home, like you said, but I think UNA can hang. They come in and with a vengeance and spoil that locker room in Peoria.
Yeah, I'll be on North Alabama here. I think the controversy with them sitting out now they're back in. I like North Alabama. I thought they were going to possibly win that conference, beat Lipscomb. But here they are. Look what you see. You see Lipscomb. They're what, a 13 seed there. So that conference is getting a lot of respect there. The ASUN. I like North Alabama. They play good defense. They got a good guard in Jakari Lane. So I'll take North Alabama. I'm not going to bet it quite yet. I think maybe people will be on Bradley, just like you said, Trevor. Bradley at home. I think people will like that angle. So I might wait to see if this ticks up a little bit, and then I'll be on North Alabama plus the points.
Fair. Fair. Northern Iowa catching 10.5 at SMU.
I'm fading the ACC here. Faded Georgia Tech tonight, and look what happened. They lost outright by 20. That was against a good Jacksonville State team that both me and Huff really liked. So that was an easy no sweat bet. Northern Iowa, great coach, and Ben Jacobson. I think I will back Northern Iowa getting the 10.5. I know SMU beats down on lower tier teams there in the ACC, but I honestly think that Northern Iowa will be in the middle of the pack in the ACC. So I'll be on Northern Iowa. I think it's way too many points here. They might be live in the game.
Yeah, I like Northern Iowa here covering the 10. It is a little alarming that SMU can run away with this and just kind of have that run and gun offense, drill them at home like we've seen them do. But this Northern Iowa team's gritty. I think they'll come out playing tough, and I actually like the under. I think this is kind of baiting you into taking the over, especially with an SMU team that runs and guns. But both defenses bottom 300 in the country. Northern Iowa 358, 324 on average possession length defensively. So I expect to kind of muck it up game, and if shots aren't falling, we barely sneak by this under. So I like UNI plus 10 and the under here as well too.
Yeah, I like Northern Iowa too, but doesn't this feel like a gigantic number?
Sure.
It feels big. Like, why is it so big? I just don't. That's what kind of has me at pause. Like, why is it so big? Nobody likes SMU.
People will bet SMU, dude. People probably bet Northern Iowa too. I don't know. You're not worried about all that. That's all noise, man. It's all noise. Flip a coin.
I'll pick Northern Iowa. I'm not going to bet this. This line feels like they're begging us to take Northern Iowa. I'll lay off, but I'll pick Northern Iowa. No way I'm going to lay 10.5 with SMU. NoCo is headed to Irvine. Irvine's laying 7.5.
I'm curious to see you guys' thoughts on this one.
Irvine off the San Diego loss. NoCo, off the Montana loss championship, I believe that was. That was the championship loss. For both teams here. So this will be a fun game, but I kind of want to back Irvine at home off the big loss. They had a chance to get into the tournament. So obviously NoCo did too, but they're back home. Their losses have really been like San Diego and then Riverside once or something like that too. So they don't lose much. NoCo, their defense, like we saw against Montana, non-existent. So I think Irvine with their defense, and then you parlay that with NoCo playing zero defense. I think Irvine gets it done here. So I'll take Irvine laying the 7.5 in this one.
NoCo's soft. They're soft. I probably won't bet this, but I like UIC minus 7.5. And no, I watched NoCo. They're so fucking soft, man.
Yeah,
playing around with their food. Come on, Santa Clara, keep going. Let's go.
Yeah, I think honestly, down the stretch when I watched UC Irvine a lot, they weren't near as impressive as what I saw from them earlier on in the season. But I don't think that Northern Colorado can exploit them like UC San Diego can. UC San Diego is a good defensive team. They were able to force turnovers against that UC Irvine offense. UC Irvine's offense isn't great, but I think it'll be efficient against this kind of piss poor Northern Colorado offense defense. And I think Northern Colorado's offense is going to have problems against that Irvine defense, just like you said, Huff. They're going to be soft. And you look and see when they've kind of played tougher teams. I wouldn't say UC Irvine's comparable like to Texas Tech or something like that, but their offensive numbers and percentages definitely drop when you've got when you're going against a good defensive team. So yeah, I'll be on Irvine minus the 7.5. We'll see if I bet it. I bet pretty much everything today, so I'll probably end up betting it. But I do like the minus 7.5.
Yep.
The over Virgil, it scares me a little bit, just because I think Northern Colorado might put up 60.
Easy money, James Meek. Lock it in. Let's go. Easy money. I didn't want to bet it. I said that last night. I don't want to bet this, but I have to bet this, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah, and UNC was free. Absolutely free. They had to come out and smash. Utah Valley versus San Fran. San Fran's laying 7.5 at home to the Wolverines here.
Trevor, what were you on in that game?
Which the
Irvine?
UNC?
No, Irvine.
Irvine. I liked Irvine minus 7.5.
All three of us are on Irvine, Jen. She was distracted looking up her Illini statistics, getting nervous for that game against the possibly.
She got to bring a thermometer to that locker room. I mean, my God, immune system of children in that locker room.
Needs to bring some emergency to that fucking locker room. So she needs to bring.
My God. Dude, I know San Francisco at the War Memorial's almost a lock every time, right? The Utah Valley team's kind of good.
They are. I was on against Grand Canyon.
Exploit. I've seen San Francisco. They could be covering this number by 15 points in the first half and then blow it in the second. We've seen this countless times. I'll take the dogs here in Utah Valley late. out in the West Coast. I like this Utah Valley team. They haven't really been as competitive against upper teams. They did beat UTEP by 29. Grand Canyon they've lost to twice, but 1-1 at home. So I am worried about fading the Memorial, but I'll take Utah Valley here. I think they're a solid team.
Yeah, I like Utah Valley too. They like to get inside San Francisco, big 3-point shooting team. Utah Valley doesn't really allow much of that. And not to mention the San Francisco, I believe they're without a guy. What's his name? Marcus Williams. I don't know if he's going to come back and play anyway. I mean,
because the gambling probe or whatever that was on him.
Is that? I thought I saw. It was
no, academic eligibility.
Yeah, academic. Yeah. So I really don't think he's going to be back, and I think you get a Utah Valley team that shuts you down from three, and they attack you inside where San Fran's a little weak. I think Utah Valley, the 7.5 is going to be my side, and I think the money line's potentially live here. It's kind of a disrespectful number for the Wolverines. I know it's at the War Memorial, but they're down a player. They get attacked inside. That's exactly where Utah Valley can take advantage of. So I'll take the Wolverines here and might sprinkle the money line.
Yeah, I will be on Utah Valley as well. I like Utah Valley. I was on them against Grand Canyon. Couldn't quite get it done. Grand Canyon had a good showing there in that conference championship game. I think that Todd Phillips has done a great job there. It's a second year in the program. They were 16-16 last year. Turned around, now they're 25-8. I think it's a team that'll continue to get up and play for him. They're just going to continue to get better and use this momentum here at the NIT to kind of just get better as a program, get better as a team. So yeah, I don't mind taking Utah Valley plus the 7.5. I agree. I think the money line is definitely live here. I think this is a similar game to that Jacksonville State Georgia Tech game potentially. I could see Utah Valley winning this by 15, and kind of San Francisco just kind of shuts down and kind of quits midway through the second half when they're not back in it, when they're down 18 with like 10 minutes to go. So
love it. Let's go Wolverines. Last but not least, Loyola, the Blurs, only laying 2.5 at San Jose State.
Line stinks.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. San Jose at home as a dog. Loyola on the road.
I don't want to bet San Jose State. But this just feels Loyola's been able to squeak by these games, but now they're traveling out on the West Coast, 9:00 Eastern their time. It just feels kind of
10 Eastern.
Or 9:00 Central. Sorry, they're the Loyola Chicago Central time, but that's what I meant. 9:00 Central.
No, it's 10 Central. It's 11 Eastern. We're only an hour behind you,
brother. They're playing in California.
I know, but it's a 10 Central tip off for that. I thought that's what you were getting at. So it was 10 Central their time.
Oh, I was seeing what you're saying. Okay, yeah, 9 Pacific. I meant. Sorry, I guess, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we're 2 hours behind West Coast.
Pacific.
8 Pacific. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Weird travel spot. I don't want to bet San Diego State though. I'll pick San Diego State. No chance I bet this though. I
clip that and post that. Clip that and post that and act like it was from last night's show.
What?
Clip that.
From what?
You said San Diego State.
Oh shit, San Jose.
I said clip that and post it with the date of yesterday's date.
I meant San Diego State. Yeah, shit, my bad.
Oh yeah, this line stinks. I'll be on San Jose State money line, but probably not gonna bet it unless I'm having a good ass day. I'll ride with Tim Miles as a dog, as I always love to say.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't take San Jose State here. This line is disgusting. It feels like it's telling you everything. Does Loyola really give a shit? Loyola. Damn it, my mouse died. Loyola 66% from the free throw line versus 73.5% for Valley here. I mean, or Valley. San Jose State. There's going to be nobody at this arena. The energy is going to be weird. I like San Jose State to get this one done. I think they can get it done here, and Loyola's season, be done with it. Onto the portal and shit like that for Coach Valentine and company. And that will do that. Now we move on to the tournament futures. So like Sweet 16s, Final Four, any long shot national titles, anything like that. It's currently in my pocket. I am sitting on 2 UConn national title tickets. I'm just going to rip those up. Those are dead. Wisconsin. Oh, I only have Wisconsin 80-1. I thought 100-1. Whatever. Okay, so I got Wisconsin 80-1, Iowa State 18-1, St. John's 30-1, and then VCU to make the Final Four 60-1. I might sprinkle on the Sweet 16 because I do think they get by BYU, and then I'll be sitting on like a 4-1 money line ticket versus Wisconsin, which that could kind of hedge out of my my happiness. If Wisconsin loses, at least there's a little bit of financial gainage to be had there. But I think VCU, as much as it pains me, I think VCU can make a Sweet 16, potentially even a Final Four run, especially if Duke gets picked off by somebody. Not having to see them, I think that would really open up the door for them. So I'm sitting on VCU currently, but I might add a few more things tonight, whatever we discuss in the next 20-30 minutes here.
Yeah, I have Oregon to reach the Sweet 16 plus 250 when it comes to Sweet 16. I sprinkled on Kansas as well too, just to get a little crazy. I sprinkled on Connecticut as well too, just to get a little crazy. So we talked about all that. I talked about that last night, those random runs that could happen. And I like the value that we can get out of them. So yeah, I'll take a shot on those Sweet 16s. But what I'm sitting on, I've had these for a while. I don't have too many, but Iowa State, I have Wisconsin as well too, just to be happy about it. I have Houston also to win the championship. I have Tennessee as well and Michigan State. So looking good. Oh, and Maryland. I forgot about Maryland too. So we're kind of all over the place there. We got. I like the spread, so I don't want to dive into any more national champions. If anything, I'd take a stab at like St. John's or like a random team like Clemson. I don't know. I'm going to stay away from national champions. So for that, I have those 3 Sweet 16s. Not too much in the bag though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking to add. You said you had Oregon Sweet 16.
Yeah. Please don't take it.
What'd you get that at, Hopper?
Plus 250 this morning. So they knew we said we were talking about. So then I was like, all right. Any region winners? I'm not a big fan. I kind of like waiting to take those till after the round of 32. Maybe not get a better price, but you kind of see more trajectories better. What's up, the juice?
What do you think a Baylor moneyline ticket would be against Duke? Probably like 5-1, 4-1.
Yeah, probably in the 4s.
You can get 7-1 on them. I think I don't know. I picked Baylor a couple times in my bracket. I just think Duke's not going to get it done. There are a lot of freshmen who've been playing the ACC all year. I know they beat the shit out of Illinois, but plug your ears, Jen. Illinois sucks. I honestly think Baylor has a chance to pick off what's her nuts Duke, and a 7-1 money line ticket. I don't hate.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad for the odds. Yeah, I might add UCLA as well too. Other than that, I'm probably done.
I worry about the zone for Utah State, making you make shots. It's not UCLA's strong suit. That's the one thing I worry about. I've been back and forth on that fucking game too.
Yeah, I don't really do a lot of futures. One of the futures that I have is Houston and St. John's to make to the Sweet 16 parlayed together is plus 104. So I put that in there. I think the St. John's price alone was like minus 170. Kind of a little weird. I feel like that should be a little higher. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. But I think that Houston will be able to take care of business. The only thing that is tough about that is if Houston plays Gonzaga, that could be a tough game. But I really think that Houston is going to get deep there. So I like the Houston St. John's Sweet 16 plus 104, just around the other side of on the plus money. Especially when they're going to be favored by significant numbers, I think, against that 7-10 matchup and then 8-9 matchup for Houston. I think they'll both be, I think that's good kind of money line prices for them to beat a 15 seed, 16 seed, and then beat a 10-7 or something like that.
Don't hate it. Yeah, I mean, is that maybe just a little bit of respect because they think they're going to have to play like Tennessee or Kansas or something? Just getting a little bit of Kansas love to draw that St. John's number down a little bit.
Yeah, I could see that. But I honestly don't think – I think St. John's is way more athletic, way more just has a lot more grit to them as a team. They're just going to be way more tougher than KU if KU gets past Arkansas, and I just think that St. John's will take care of KU. It'll be a Ejiofor revenge game where he started at KU. Now they lost him, brought in Hunter Dickinson. So I would rather have Ejiofor 10 times before I bring in Dickinson.
Yeah, Ejiofor actually has some dog to him.
Yeah.
What about a McNeese 7-1 Sweet 16 ticket? If they can beat Clemson, a lot of people like High Point to beat Purdue. I don't think that'll happen, but I think McNeese could be a tough matchup for Purdue if they get by. And if High Point does beat them, then you're sitting on a 7-1 money line ticket for McNeese over what's her nuts over High Point. And we all liked McNeese to cover. I think somebody else liked the money line too, potentially for him. So I mean, a 7-1 ticket doesn't feel terrible. I mean, McNeese is a team that burned everybody last year, huge public dog. I think a lot of people are in love with Clemson. I think McNeese is a could beat Clemson. So then just getting a 7-1 money line, even if it is versus Purdue, 7-1, you're not going to get that number otherwise.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was trying to think in my head if you just kind of rolled the money over, whatever you would bet, if you rolled the money over, bet McNeese on the money line against Clemson, and then rolled the money over again and bet it, would it be more money against that? Probably, but you run the risk of High Point beating Purdue, and then McNeese would be favored in that game, so then you wouldn't be. So I think the play there would probably be to just take the 7-1 against or the 7-1 to make the Sweet 16. I think that's probably your best bet, and hope that you get the upset against Clemson and hope that High Point gets it, because then you're sitting pretty. You can even look at a hedge then on High Point, maybe at like plus 170, plus 200, and kind of hedge and get about 2.5 units or something back on either side.
I don't hate the Missouri angle maybe to reach this Sweet 16 either, but I'm going to lay off on that.
What's the price for Missouri?
Just plus
250. Oh, you can get 250 on DraftKings.
Oh, nice. Good call. Fuck, I'll sprinkle UNC Wilmington and call on them. Let's do it.
Yeah, you have
they got a boost here in Kansas for the NCAA tournament winner. They're boosting the KU from plus 9,000 to plus 13,500. I'm almost just tempted just to take it, put $10.
You might as well throw a Big Mac on it.
Yeah.
To your point with Wilmington, if Drake does happen to upset Missouri, your Wilmington money line ticket, if they beat Texas, would that would be the best value you like hands down. Even so against Missouri potentially, but and if it is Missouri and you have a 250 money line ticket and then you have a Wilmington Sweet 16 ticket, you're guaranteed profit there, one way or another. And what's Wilmington? 25-1.
Yeah.
Just imagine if Drake beats Missouri and Wilmington beats Texas Tech, you have a 25-1 money line ticket.
Wilmington is like plus 5,000 to make the Sweet 16.
Really? Well, do not go to DraftKings for that then. That's
Yeah.
the fucking price.
2,500.
Holy shit.
This is kind of interesting. There's some like head-to-head markets too as well. Some interesting ones like Iowa State versus Kansas to advance further, Michigan State versus Michigan to advance further.
Honestly, I think
St. Mary's, you can, and the tie's available too if they make it to the same round.
I honestly think too that Wilmington ticket, if you would just do money line and roll it over, they're plus 1,000 on the Texas Tech against Texas Tech. So if you just took Wilmington on the money line against Texas Tech, and then whatever you want on that, you just rolled it in. They'll still be dogs against both Missouri and Drake.
But I already did the math. That plus 5,000 is even better than taking a 10-1. I've already taken UNC Wilmington money line. I've already sprinkled it. So
yeah,
that's about it for me. I don't have anything else. I probably should go to bed. I got to leave in like 3 hours, unfortunately. So.
Sounds good. What North Carolina Sweet 16?
Get there.
It was locked for me because they were winning. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you probably had to grab it before this game if you wanted a good number on that.
That's for damn sure. But yeah, there's always a team that wins the first four and comes out and wins. And North Carolina is favored against Ole Miss, laying 1.5.
Yep, probably. And you should probably just grab it. North Carolina's going to go on a run here. It's going to be North Carolina and or Xavier, I think, to make that Sweet 16 Elite Eight run. Nah,
I'm not betting North Carolina. That's a trap now. This Ole Miss team, Padula's played against them. It's like Padula and R.A. Davis's 10th matchup.
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
But yeah, North Carolina is favored. I'm gonna wait. I'm not betting Ole Miss if I like Ole Miss. But yeah, that's interesting. They can make a run like they did in the 8-9 slot.
Sounds good. Yeah, well, if you got a dip, do your thing. I think me and Elliot will probably just hang out here and answer some chat questions for the next 10, 15 minutes. And
peace, love, guys. Appreciate all you guys.
Safe travels, man. Safe travels.
Yep, safe travels. Hopefully you get eyeballs on these games.
No show tomorrow, but we'll be back on the weekend. So see you, fellas. Appreciate you.
Later, dude. All right. And number 2. All right. Scroll through some of these chat questions. Jake says he's got Florida. I'm assuming that's national title. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Florida, but I don't know how you could hate Florida. Anytime I try to fill in my bracket, I can't knock out Florida before like the Elite Eight, Final Four. It's always tough. There you go. Ballher Britt took Florida early in the year, $3 to cash out $300 now. Not shabby. James Meek likes Tennessee and Michigan State Sweet 16. That might not be terrible. There's definitely ways you can go around this to juice up some odds here. But, it's March, so you always do run that risk. But, that's not
plus
terrible.
113 on DraftKings.
There you go. Who's Tennessee got to go through again? Wofford, and then the winner of Utah State, UCLA.
Yeah, that UCLA game. If UCLA wins that, that'd be an awesome game. UCLA versus Tennessee. I think that's set up a pretty cool game.
Yeah. Danny Dunshaw says Baylor has no chance. Hey, Purdue lost a fair dick. All right, that's my counter argument. Purdue lost a fair dick. Baylor could definitely beat Duke. My opinion. Likely, probably not, but still could. Virgil says he's got Baylor beating Duke and playing Oregon. I have that in a couple of my brackets too, for sure. Little Big Ten action: Michigan State, Maryland, Sweet 16 plus 141. Don't hate that. Maryland's got Colorado State if they beat Memphis. Yeah, they'll have Colorado State if they beat Memphis, and they got to get past Grand Canyon. It's not a. I don't hate that. I mean, I don't see Michigan State bowing out to anybody, even if Marquette does get past New Mexico. I don't see them besting Michigan State. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, I agree. I like his own march, so I like that as well. Anyway, I mean, shoot, you could even almost go, if you wanted to do 3, you could freaking knock on. You could go Michigan State, Maryland, and Houston. I might add on to mine and just add a leg. Sometimes I've done that before. I forget what they call that, but where you basically start with kind of your base parlay of 2 teams. So I'd start with like my 2 most confident, and then just add a leg and drop the value. And then you just like keep adding. So you like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost like a reverse ladder in a way.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. Virgil riding Utah State all the way to the Elite Eight. All right. I'm not gonna lie, I do have Utah State. I do have Utah State in an Elite Eight also in one of my brackets. So that would be crazy. Dusty's got 2 units on Duke, Auburn, St. John's, and Florida. Sweet 16 plus 810. Jockey, but it's a good chance. I mean, do I think Baylor beats Duke? Probably not, but there's always that chance. But Auburn has to make a Sweet 16. I mean, I picked Louisville to beat them in some brackets, but I mean, Auburn's got to do it. Like, how bad of a year would that be if they lose 3 of their last 4 and then they go into the tournament, beat a 16 seed, and then lose to don't even make it to the Sweet 16? That would be an all-time bad end of the year for them. I don't hate that though. I might take that. Ballhard Britt, one of the number 1 teams will get knocked off. What team? I think it's Auburn first. Auburn or Duke, right in the round of 32 if they do. That's what I think. If Duke gets to the Sweet 16, I want my Badgers. It's either got to be my Badgers or VCU playing them in the Elite Eight. I want revenge, and then I want VCU to beat them to get my 60-1 Final Four for VCU. So whoever wins that matchup, I want to see playing Duke in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I think first team of the number 1 seeds, I'd say most likely is Auburn. That bracket's really tough. The other one that I could possibly see losing early too, I hate to say it, but is Houston, just because they could have just a piss poor shooting night, and just drop a game for somebody at the top. But I think I like Houston's defense, so even if they have a tough shooting night, they'll be in the game. As long as, barring any injuries, I don't think they'll be the first one out. I'd say Auburn would probably be the most likely, in my opinion, or Duke. So I'm kind of in agreement right there. I think Duke could possibly lose the Sweet 16 against Arizona, if Arizona makes it that far.
A little payback for Arizona.
Yeah, they lost to Duke by 12, 14 at home early on in the season. They've been playing a hell of a lot better now, especially after going through the gauntlet and basically being seasoned and getting a lot of experience in the Big 12. Every game's a get-up game, where you got to come out and play. And now you get a Duke team that, kind of coasted through the ACC. So, yeah, I like it. So,
absolutely. Virgil, he wanted a long shot here. Lowest seed to reach the Elite Eight, second seed to be the lowest, 120-1. So, if it goes chalk, a lot of people it is very top heavy this year. That's for sure. I mean, there's worse years you could have played that, to be honest. Like, that's not the worst sprinkle either for, some MacDon's money or anything like that. I don't honestly hate that. I mean, if it's going to go chalk, you might as well make some money off of it. That seems about like one of the best ways to go about it, to be honest. Yeah. If you want McNeese, Sweet 16
Sorry.
My bad. If you want McNeese Sweet 16, add them with Houston and take Houston to the Elite Eight plus 1251. I don't hate that. But I think if I do that, I actually funny you said that because I did have McNeese and Houston parlayed for Sweet 16 plus 928 here. I don't think Gonzaga gets them. I think Gonzaga is having a shit year for Gonzaga standards. Not a fan of this team. Houston, I think, can absolutely decimate them. So I like Houston to make it to the at least Sweet 16, and then who would they have after that? We won't know actually, but yeah, like Elliot said, if they have one off shooting night, that could really hurt them. So I feel better with the Sweet 16, but let's go Richard up 4.5 units today. Attaboy.
Hell yeah. I like we already kind of called this out earlier, but I like Troy in here saying George Mason, NIT future. I totally agree with him. I think, that's a program that's going to play hard throughout this whole NIT. So yeah, I could see them definitely winning the NIT championship.
Let's see if I can even get some NIT futures. Nope, go figure. Offshore sucks.
Adam, don't think that Missouri really has a chance to win it all. I know the odds are insane, but I think they're insane for a reason. They struggle when they don't play in Columbia, and they're not a very good defensive team. Defense travels. We've been kind of saying that all year. So the fact that I don't have a defensive team really worries me. I know they got a high-powered offense, but defense, it's a lot easier to play hard and play really, really good defense 6 games in a row than it is to make a shit ton of shots 6 games in a row. So I don't think they have a chance to win it all.
Yeah, I think if you want to play Missouri to survive in the tournament, maybe just like a Final Four, seeing 23-1. It's March, crazier shit's happened. Missouri can shoot. But yeah, on the road and their defense is really the big issue there. It's kind of where I would sit there with that one. But anything else? Would McNeese and Houston meet in the Sweet 16? Well, I'm saying just to get there.
Yeah,
but
he's saying
I get what he's saying. Got you. Never mind.
You could add it on.
Yeah.
And you just get better.
Yeah. What's that? I put accordion in Arizona to win the region plus 950. They've already played Duke, and how they play against Flag. If they had played that like that against Houston, they can beat Duke. That's a good point. It's actually not a bad sprinkle, to be honest. Caleb Love in March, but he can shoot them out of a game just as fast as he can shoot them into a game. So there's always that little bit of risk, but damn near getting 10-1. I don't really hate that too much. I think that region's the one that really gets nuts with a lot of upsets, to be honest. So I mean, if they catch Duke don't even catch Duke, and they're still alive, that number is gonna get decimated. So I don't hate that. That's not a bad look, to be honest. Wisconsin is, I guess Wisconsin's a 3 seed, so I guess they make the odds a little shorter. What is Troy saying? UNC Natty hilarious. It was 350-1 2 hours ago. That would be that would be eerily similar to that year they made the run to kill Coach K for the 3rd time or whatever in the tournament. That would be funny. But yeah, other than that, I will drop the Google Docs sheet here. They'll get updated. If I add anything else, future-wise, it'll be all the way at the bottom of my side. I might add something with McNeese and maybe just a little bit of sprinkle on some teams I think can upset and potentially make a little run to the Sweet 16, potentially even Elite Eight. But for the most part, I'm probably just going to be chilling with what I got. But I will probably add something or two for sure. So other than that, appreciate you guys. Short show. Yeah, nothing tomorrow unless something changes, but no show tomorrow. And then Thursday, Friday will be tricky. I'll be at the bar all day. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if anything, I'll update the picks pages and whatnot. or a pick sheet. And yeah, I'm sure most of you follow me on Twitter. You'll see me melting down after. Yeah, I'll post my bracket when I'm done. We'll post it.
I haven't finalized my bracket yet. So, but as soon as I do, I'll scan it and I'll post it on Twitter, Twitter X, whatever you guys call it nowadays.
Yeah.
But I'll post it there and so everybody can see it.
Yep. And yeah, if we're not going to be going live, then follow the college experience on YouTube. They're going to be going live the Thursday, Friday, and every day of the week. I just think Thursday, Friday might be the one that little iffy. And if we make it, Huff will be in Puerto Rico. I'll be at the bar all day. I don't know what Elliot's doing, but it'll be a weird one. But regardless, the plays will be out for round 2. Everybody will know what they are.
Good question. Squares did not get filled up. There was not a lot of interest. So I'm gonna after this, I'm gonna go and I'll Venmo everybody back that sent me in the Venmo. There's just too many squares that aren't filled out. So I will I'll get everybody back real quick. Once I get off this, I'll get on my phone and send everybody back. But hopefully we can maybe do it for next time. Unless there's just a fucking massive influx of people wanting on the squares here before Thursday. I mean, I guess usually the playing games count. So that's what, 10, 20, $40. So I could add that $40 on onto the championship games and make the championship game like 400 instead of the 360. Let me see. I can post the squares.
If we can't do the squares, I have a bracket I'm running to $20. $20. So if anybody wants it, I guess DM me on Twitter or leave a comment on the video. I'll go over tomorrow. And again, I don't know if you can DM on YouTube or not, but if there's any interest, just let me know. I can add you in there. Just Venmo me $20 and we'll get it all squared away. But other than that, that'll do it. Elliot, anything else before we skedaddle out of here?
I'm just gonna drop this real quick in the chat, so anybody can get the square thing. I'll reach out to some friends. I've got a couple friends that were interested possibly in getting in as well. So I can probably, I don't know how much I can fill it up, but if there's a lot of people that get in tonight, get in tomorrow, definitely we can keep it going. So maybe I won't send it out. I won't send it yet. And I'll just see what happens tonight, tomorrow, and then for sure tomorrow night. Yeah, I will. Kenny brings up a good point. If depending on how many I get tonight, I'll open it up to more than 2 squares. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll message the people that have already Venmo'd me if I'm gonna open it up. No, Virgil, it's basically I can show you real quick actually. If you got a bounce, Trev, you can, but
yeah, I got a bounce. All right, we'll see you guys everywhere again. If you want bracket, just DM me on Twitter or drop a comment on here for something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, catch you guys later.
Oh yeah. All right. So this is Virgil square sheet. Can you see it? So basically up here on the top, you have you'll have 0 through 9 on the top, then you'll have 0 through 9 on the side as well. As you can see, there's some people that have already kind of paid and claimed some spots. $20 a square, and basically how it works is like say tonight's game against North Carolina. What that end? 95-68. So yeah, just like the Super Bowl squares, pretty much. So yeah, 95-68. So the winner's score, the ending number would be 5. So whatever 5 would be up here on the winner's score, and then the loser score was San Diego State was 68, so it would be 8. So then I'd come here down to the loser score on this left side, and it would be so I'd go 5, 8, and whichever square that lined up with the 5 and the 8, they'd get the payout there. And then you can look and see. I'll zoom in real quick on this, but basically how it kind of works is the first round. It does generally include the playing games, but since we're not doing the playing games, I will just add the $40 that comes from the playing games. I'll add it to the championship, and we'll do 360, or we'll do 400 for the championship game, or I can maybe just sprinkle it out regardless. Let me see, Troy. I think that's actually already taken. I think Rod from nope, Dale took 69. I thought Rod from Pick Dogs took 69, but it was Dale. So that one's already taken. But yeah, so I think I've got a lot of people that I can get in here. I was just leaving it open to a lot of y'all to see if you guys wanted to do it. But we can kind of see what's going on tomorrow. And yes, Kenny, I will open it up to more squares if you want. We'll see kind of what it looks like tomorrow afternoon going into the night, and I might open it up and I'll text everybody or Venmo anybody. I'll just comment on the Venmo and see if you want any additional squares. So I can definitely do that. But yeah, I dropped that in there. I'll also tweet it out again. So if you follow any of us, follow Pump Fake Pod, and then also follow Michael_Huffer, follow Stoolie Picks. And it's actually Michael_Huffer3, Stoolie Picks, and then at I'm_money. So yeah, so I will do that, and then it's all the games, Virgil. So it's every single game. So you get, so for the entire tournament, you would have one square or two. I'm just doing 2 squares right now. It's $20 a square, but for every single game, so all 64 games, you would have a chance to win the first round. So all 32 games in the first round would pay $10. So if your number hits, if your score hits, and it can be 75-68, it can be 55-48. If you were 5 and 8, second round of 32, it'd be $20. And then Sweet 16 pay $40, Elite 8 $80, and it just kind of doubles all the way up. So basically, you get so there's one square winner for all the games for pretty much every single game. And yes, I will zoom in real quick on that. So there's the Venmo right there for anybody that possibly needs it. So yeah, John, not a square per round. Your square is for the entire tournament. So 1 square for every single game. So you would be whatever you stuck with, winner score of 2, loser score of 7. You would be with the 2 and the 7, like Troy said in the chat. You would be with that for every single game. And if you had 5 games that ended with a 2-7 score, you'd win $50. If you could win none the entire tournament, and then the championship game, you could win freaking $360 off of just 1 game. So obviously the payouts increase as the games decrease. So, and hell yeah, shout out Dusty Bottoms. Everybody should be telling him on his underdog picks for sure. He's been on fire with it. So I think one of his underdog picks for tomorrow is that Utah Valley game. So look at Utah Valley on the money line. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dusty. But yeah, so I'll keep it open. There's my Venmo, last 4 of my number, and then you will just let me know. I'll reach out to some people as well. If you got friends that want to be in it, by all means, we can definitely do that. I just add their name, so we'll get going with that. But that'll be it. So I'll look at that tonight, and appreciate everybody for joining. I know it's just over an hour now. We said we were going to keep it at an hour, but math is out of pocket. I've been doing it for a long time. I don't think so. So 20. So let me do this real quick. So $20 squares at 100 squares, $20 a piece is $2,000. Championship game is $360. You have 2 Final Four games, so plus 160 plus 160. You have 4 Elite Eight games, so that would be another $320. You have another $320 for the Sweet 16 because that's 8 games at $40. And around to 32, you've got 16 games at $20. That's another $320. It's literally $320 a pop. And then 32 games at the 10. 32 games at 10 is another $320. So that's $1,960. But then it also includes the 4 playing games. So the 4 playing games would be that additional $40. And like I said, I'll change it because since we don't have everybody full up on the squares, we can definitely just add the 40 to the championship, so it'll be 400. So it'll be 400 and then 320 for the rest. So we'll be good to go. So yeah. So appreciate everybody for joining. Appreciate everybody for hopping in the chat. We'll get it filled up. No worries. I was a little worried, but I think we can fill it. So everybody shout it out. I dropped it. I'll drop it again real quick so people didn't have to scroll, but share it with anybody that you know. Jacob, feel free to share it in your Discord if you want. And then if you want to, Zach, you can share it in the DTL Discord as well, if you want to do that as well. So if anybody wants to do it, feel free to share it. I'll just put everybody's name in and they can kind of follow from there. So appreciate everybody, and let's cash some tickets and enjoy these next few days. They're going to be some of the best of the year. So appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you soon.